Disclaimer: I am not God, despite common belief. Alright guys, joking, that's not a card. Alright, so I made a Jamie Clash card game, and it's very pog if you ask me. Alright, so in the description you should see two files that you can download. So the first one is the one that I'll be mostly talking about in this part of the video. Later on I'll talk about the second one, but first thing first. The first file that you hopefully will download is that it's the file containing all the images of the cards with layouts that, you know, for some reason you want to make your own, you can. But yeah, that's just the images of the cards that are available. There is, most importantly, the how to play document. Now that that's just gonna explain how the game works. Right now I'll just give you a quick explanation of how it works. There will be two players. Both of these players will have a wall. This wall will have 100 health points, and the aim of the game is to destroy your opponent's wall so that your troops can invade their land, because apparently invading land is fun. So yeah, there's that. And then there are 4 types of cards. Is there? Yeah. There's the scenario cards, there's the item cards, there's the drug cards, exciting, and finally there's the character cards. Scenario cards are split into 2 different decks. There's a normal scenario deck, and towards the end of the game, when one of the walls between the 2 players are below 25 HP, this is considered an endgame. And in the endgame, rather than drawing scenario cards, you draw the endgame scenario cards. I'll talk more about those later. Character cards are the most important cards in the game. You're required to play one of these every single round, and yeah, they are basically people on my Discord, people not in my Discord. No, I'm fairly sure most of them are. But yeah, next up, we've got item cards, which are basically buffs that you can use on your character cards. And finally, there's the drug cards, which are also like item cards, except they're called drugs, so they're more exciting, of course. Alright, so in the start of the game, the players will have to pick 7 cards each, right? You should also have a dice. I'll explain that later, but in the start of the round, you draw a scenario card, you put it smack down in the middle, and then there should be 3 different decks. There should be the scenario deck with scenario cards, there's the endgame scenario deck, you know, with, you know, and scenario cards, and then there's the main deck, which contains the character cards, the item cards, and the drug cards. So yeah, there's that. So what you do is that when the game begins, the players, you know, their 7 cards that they pick will be from the main deck, and in the start of the round, of all rounds actually, they pick a card from the scenario deck. Simples. In the scenarios deck, there are 2 different types of scenarios. There are the stat controlling scenarios, and there are the non-stat controlling scenarios. So the stat controlling scenarios control the stat that will be compared in the round, while the non-stat controlling scenarios do not. This is where the dice comes in. Listed in the following will be, you know, based on what your dice has rolled, it will be the stat that you compared. So you will compare actually. So yeah, that's pretty convenient. And then after that, you compare your stats from both cards, and then the higher one wins, obviously. But what damage is dealt to the wall? Well, if you subtract the higher higher value of the stat that you're comparing, and you subtract the lower one from it, then you get a number, right? And that number is the damage dealt to your opponent's wall. If both of the stats are the same, well, no damage is dealt. Happy days. And then, yeah, both players pick up new cards from the main deck until they've got 7 again, and then the scenario deck is put back to the deck, and yeah, and then the next round begins again and again and again until the end of the game, where your opponent's wall or your wall has run out of HP. RIP. So now that you know how to play the Jamie Clash card game, the best card game of the entire century, well, the next thing is, how do you play? I mean, you can always print out the images, right? But that's a bit laborious, don't you think? I mean, everyone's too lazy to print them all out, stick them on some pieces of paper or something, and then play IRL. When you can go to playingcards.io, following the second link, you can download the room format for the Jamie Clash card game. I spent a while fixing it up. It's perfectly fine, it works. However, you do have to import the file into your room using a computer, otherwise the file won't import properly. So yeah, now so the room setup requires a PC, but you can actually play it on your phone, going to playingcards.io. All you need is an account, it's free, and it's really simple. This Friday I'm going to upload a video with gameplay, so that's going to be really exciting. It's going to be the first ever game of the Jamie Clash card game, so yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Leave me some ideas for different types of cards in the comment section below, and of course r/Jamie Clash if you've got any other ideas. Maybe you want me to introduce some new features or something. Link to the Discord server is in the description, right? And yeah, I think that's it for the Jamie Clash card game. I hope you enjoyed today's epic video on the most legendary card game on Earth. And yeah, I think I'll see you guys in the episode on Friday, where we will be playing. We will be experiencing firsthand how to play the Jamie Clash card game. Hopefully it's not too boring for you guys, okay? So yeah, thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video.